Alright, so, I was asked to film a drawing tutorial on how I draw Mobians, and I don't know if multiple people have been asking me, or if the same person has been asking me more than once. I don't pay attention. But, I actually haven't been drawing Mobians for longer than a few months. I drew humans exclusively for the past, 10 years. So, that means that the process of me learning how to draw Mobians is also fresh in my mind. So I'm gonna go over that today in this video. So, get this color. When I first started out, I was very heavy on references, as you should when you're doing anything new. So I would do what all art teachers recommend, and I would grab a reference, and I would pull the basic shapes. And that is pretty much the most vital, important, part of learning to draw a Mobian character. So we've got Cream the Rabbit, my girl, right here. Because she wears clothes, unlike most Sonic characters, it's pretty easy to freeball it. However, I think the most important part of learning how to draw a Sonic character is the head, and I guess the hands and feet. So, break it down in basic shapes. So we've got a circle. I guess it's a good circle. Make it a little bigger. There we go. And then, with most drawn humanoid characters, you start with a circle for the head, and then you do this little crosshair thing to kind of figure out where you want the eyes to go, and the nose, and then the mouth will go somewhere on there, as you see. And so you kind of want to do something like that with a Mobian character as well. It follows the same thing. So you'll see kind of, here, let me fix this just a little bit more. Yeah, that's good enough. You kind of see the curve of her head goes straight down the middle like this, and then her muzzle goes this way. And then when you draw a character facing the same direction as her, you use this crosshair to position the muzzle and the eyes. So we'll start with the muzzle, because it helps you eyeball the rest of it. Right where this crosshair meets is where you'll make the bridge of the nose. And then the eye will go right where the bridge ends, swoops downwards, and then when you have about the size of the eye that you want, you go right back up again, and make the form of the cheek. And then you kind of have to shrink it down a lot when you do the other side if they're facing this angle. Make it meet, and get rid of all this extra stuff. You really don't need it anymore. Just get that out of the way. Fix this line because I over-erased just a little bit. And then boom, you've got this is a little off. Let me just eyeball it a little bit more. And then you got the muzzle, and then you put a nose here, a little mouth. Wow, she's so happy. And then you fit an eyeball right where that curve was. And then you gotta fit another one here. It's a little more difficult to get this part to look right because of the angle, but you figure out after doing this enough times. When I first started, I relied super heavily on references to the point the art doesn't even look like I made it. It looks nothing like anything I make now. And then when I did start freehanding it and not really using references, it looked absolutely terrible. So it definitely takes some learning. You know, figure out what it is you're going for, get into the swing of it. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a phone call! Not right now! Okay. So, head down. I draw Cream with a little thing going on here, so we're gonna do that again, just to kind of get the head down. Her little triangle. And then she's got little tufts of hair here. Oh, and eyelashes, can't forget that. And then her ears. And there she is, she looks so cute. And her head is crooked as hell. I did not make the greatest starting circle, but this is just an example, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. And then the next part is the body, which I honestly, I didn't mean to do that. I have been freeballing bodies for Sonic characters for the longest time. When you look at a Sonic character, let's make a quick actual Sonic real quick. So his head, muzzle. I'm not using the crosshairs. I'm so used to it. I don't really need it anymore. But there's our boy. Oh wait, he's got a mono eye. I keep forgetting that. Ears, whatever. When you draw Sonic's body, most characters are shaped kind of oval like this, and then their chins overlap that part of their chest. And so, I got a little circle right there. It's a little small for how I do it, but The biggest part about a Sonic character's body is that their arms and legs are super narrow. Do a little sassy pose right here. Their arms are super narrow. Their hands are fucking massive. Can I do this without a reference? Let's see. Yeah. Their hands are massive, and then their legs are also pretty narrow. That doesn't look good. Let me try that again. So they got narrow legs, little tail here, and then, big old socks. And then again, they got those big ass feet. And that's what really makes a Sonic character look like a Sonic character. When I first started, I made the hands about as small as a human's hand would be, and it just didn't look good. People say it looked fine, looking when I show it to new people, but for me, it's just not something I prefer to do anymore. So really gotta focus on, if you draw humans, typically, their arms they've got a lot of dynamic parts to them. I still kind of draw them like this sometimes, but they've got little nimble fingers. But when it's a Sonic character, you really gotta go big, or else it doesn't look right. Whoops. Well, we don't need it anymore. Whoopsie. Wrong thing. Okay. Get that out of here. Why did the brush get... Okay, whatever. So going back to her. Let's see. Let me fix her up just a little bit. Oh my goodness. I'm on the wrong layer. Just fix her up a little bit. Make her all spiff and spam. I've never said that phrase in my life. Someone shoot me. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, got a little ear there. There is going to be right in this area, I think. So let's figure out what pose we want to do here. I say we can mimic this pose. We can try to. So, looking at the reference, her shoulder. Well, I always draw the shoulders a little higher than they're supposed to be, just in my style, and that's what people are asking for from it. So we're gonna do it my way. So that's too small of a circle. So shoulder goes kind of up. Maybe get this ear out of the way so the pose is actually visible. Oh my goodness, I'm on the wrong layer again. A big part of my drawings is that I am kind of all over the place. If you look at my speed paints, well, I've only really showed anyone one speed paint before, but they kind of go everywhere. Just because I'm always trying new stuff, trying to figure out how I can improve and expand. So for now, her ear is just not going to be visible. So her hand goes out like this. Kind of. Oh, that's a little wavy. Just out like this, and then big ol' glove. For anyone who struggles with hands, I'll show you how I do them real quick. So we're also going to do this thing where we break it into shapes. So this is how I do it. I make the palm as a little square, and then I'm pretty comfortable with fingers, so I don't tend to use the line method anymore. I don't know what people call it, but that's what I call it. I don't tend to use the line method anymore. I used to just make these lines and then put the little humps over them, but I don't really do that anymore. So let's see if we can just do this just looking at it. And pinky. Yeah. That's a little off. I don't think that looks right, but yeah, let's try it my way. Instead of just looking right at the picture, we're gonna try doing it how I would do it. I don't tend to make my hands that flat, so I would probably do something like that. Yeah, so this is how I would do it. But everyone kind of comes up with their own ways of posing their characters. Why is she holding her hand up? Is she counting? What is she doing? Doesn't matter. So let's actually do the body now, instead of just the arms. Because the body is going to help us determine the shoulder and the hand placement of the other arm. So she's kind of got a straight back like this. And then maybe let's break it into shapes first. So this is her torso. This would be the curve of her lower stomach. And then this would be where her legs attach. So that means the shoulder can go here, and then the little things of her collar goes here. Bow goes out like this, and then I'm just gonna freeball the dress a bit, have it go the way I want it to go. Look at that cutie. I love her so much. So her legs are stuck straight out. Let's make the dress just a little bit longer. Looks more like a giant t-shirt than anything else. All right. Yeah. So one leg's like this, the other one's like that. And then we get those socks drawn. See, her foot's going like this. So again, we're breaking it into shapes. So you can see the shape here. That's what I'm trying to copy over here. And then I usually just do like a little hump like this. It's not the most accurate, but we are trying our best. Normally I put more precision into these drawings, but you know, this is just an example, so it doesn't really matter. It looks a little off, so we're gonna do my favorite thing, which is select what we just drew and warp it just a bit to make it look how I want it to look. Because I am not a traditional artist for a reason. That's a little small. That's good. We'll do that. And then for the foot, get that sock down. So we got another basic shape there. This leg is not narrow enough. You kind of find these mistakes as you make it. I mean, anyone else who's an artist knows exactly what that's like. So, oh wow, that looks a little off. Whoops. Oh my goodness, erase. That's what I want. I want you to erase. So let's figure out what we did here. Obviously, the drawing's not one-to-one here, so I can take some creative liberties with how I want this to look. That's too big. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Spacing out. I'm not used to talking while I draw. I'm used to listening to the same song on repeat until I get sick of it, but today we narrate. So if I was doing this, I would have the foot stick out like this. So let's do that instead. We'll do it the Dolly way. That seems to be the entirety of this video is, actually, I want to do it my way. So, it's all good. And then I don't really like the leg placement, so we're gonna just grab it and we're gonna move it. Do it like this. So we'll do it like that. Yeah, that looks good. All right. And then all we have to do left is finish the ear and then her hand. So we're gonna start with her hand. Let's just fix this tie up a bit. So she's got her one finger straight up, and then these ones clutched together, and then she's got her thumb over them as well. That was easy. That took very little effort. I'll make that a little bit bigger because they've got big ass hands. Okay. Coolio. Why did I say that? Merge these layers together. I don't remember making separate ones, but it's all good. And then we finish the ear off. I make her ears way bigger than they really are because, I don't know, I think it's cute. And then have this one go out like this. If you didn't see what I did there, I kind of imagine where the line's going. I trace it through here, and then I have it come out the other end. Let's see. Let me take a good look at this. I'm not really fond of this other foot either, so we're gonna redo it just real quick. I probably could have done a better job recording my process if I just tried to do it my way from the beginning, but that's not how I learned. I didn't learn by doing it my way. I didn't have a way, so I guess as I got used to things, my methods changed drastically. This might not be the most useful tutorial, but it was asked of me, so might as well try. There we go, that looks better. I like that more. Get all this mess out of the way. And then after the sketch is done, let's see. Well, her fingers don't overlap here, but I would say these fingers would go on top. Yeah, okay. So when I would make a when I would make a drawing, I would, oh my goodness, make this lighter, and then, you know, little by little, I go over it with a more defined brush. This is the one I use. If you use Krita at all, I use this one. Just go over all the little lines. That is a little too high. Okay. This is probably the most tedious part because I'm so nitpicky about how the line art comes out. And then, you know, just follow every single piece until it's done. I'm not gonna do this whole thing on camera. I'm just gonna get like basic lines out of the way, and then I guess we'll stop at the head. So yeah, get a little bit nicer because I'm about to use the fill tool, so I have to make sure all my lines are closed. Because if anyone uses the fill tool, you know how much of a pain in the ass that is. All right, that's not closed. Okay, that should be good. So I'll say we're just coloring this part of the face. I'll duplicate the layer because the fill tool is a little finicky. And if you don't, let's see, grab a color here. Never mind, I won't grab that color. I'll grab, shoot, I didn't think this far ahead. You can see these lines in the way, so if you have two layers, it covers that up for you, makes it look nicer. So I'll just do that for the whole thing. Did I get the eye? I guess, okay. And then it's hard for me to choose this color without her base reference. Whoops, that line was not closed. Whoopsie. And so, you know, I'll just do that for the whole thing. Oops, wrong one. And then I'll use the color select tool like this, and I'll grab my shading brush, which is the same brush I use for the sketch, and I'll just do a little bit of shading all the way down, and then my drawing is done. I'll usually go in with extra lighting effects using this section that Krita has, but that's not going to be part of the tutorial because no one asked me how I color, so yeah, that's how I do it. Let's get these out of the way. What is going on here? What is this? I don't remember drawing that. Yay, I did it! Woohoo!